Right, guys, quickly, we've got GBP USD trade on today. Obviously, it was a loss. I'm going to do this quickly. I've just done a recording, but I've just looked at Ellis's YouTube video and I was slow as fuck at explaining it. Anyway, right into it. So, I checked the daily bias. Daily bias, it could have gone either way, really. Where the fuck is it? This is why it took so long. Sorry, I'm really slow. Ignore all these lines. These are from like previous shit. Oopsie. Daily bias, yeah, it could have gone either way. We're in like quite a big liquidity point here, so, and I saw this big red candle. I thought, could go either way. Let's check news. Right, anyway, down to the 4-hour chart. I looked at this earlier and I've explained it in the other video, but obviously we're not using that because I was too slow. This fair value gap here, alright, so I didn't check back on this fair value gap because I took it off, which was a stupid idea. Now I look back at it, if I'd have seen that, I probably wouldn't have taken the trade. Is what it is. Always do top down, so start from the bigger time frames, go down to your smaller time frames. Lesson learned. That's probably what killed me today, as well as not checking whether Powell was speaking. So down to the, I mean, you could go down to 15, but I'm going to go straight down to the 1 minute and just show you how I entered the trade. So what we saw here is exactly when news came out. So I checked my news. Oh, sorry, it's on Ellis's recap video. So I checked my news. I didn't have the right filters on, but I've put them on now. I've explained that at the end anyway. You'll see. Right, so here we go. These were the main bits of news for today. So this is where we start trading at 1:30, which is usually when the main news comes out for US. So this top one, neutral. These three were all good for the currency, which means that the GBP USD trade will go down. And then this one was neutral. So all in all, we're looking at a down trade, so a sell. I should have put my filters on because I would have seen that Powell will speak at 2:30. You don't have any data for that. You've just got to watch the actual speech, which a lot of people aren't going to fucking do, are they? Let's be real. But yeah, I probably wouldn't have taken the trade if I knew Powell was speaking. Lesson learned, have my speeches on, look for the red folder, look for Powell's name. Anyway, back to the charts. So, yep, we had this first fair value gap, and it respected it. It came below it and closed below it here, but I wanted more confirmation before I entered the trade, which I did. I waited, then I got this giant, fat, juicy, long red candle, and I entered the trade off of that, which would have been probably further down here. I was showing earlier. This is where, when I set up my market executions, I like to check what my risk to reward is going to be. So I'll open up that. I'll go into my my forex book and I'll look at it on here. Obviously, enter all your data. We have GBP USD, count currency USD, $6,000, 0.5%, 11 pips, and that gave us our lot size. Now the trade ended up being bigger than 11 pips. We entered down here, which made our risk slightly bigger. Plus, I think we had some slippage, which ended up, instead of losing 0.5%, we actually lost more than 1%. Don't ask me how that worked. I actually don't understand how we managed to lose that much. It might have been because I was checking my risk when the charts were still up here. Anyway, then we had another fair value gap here, which I waited for the break of that fair value gap. Because I saw this fat, juicy red candle here, I may or may not have entered the trade during this candle, I think, because I saw a close below it here, and then I saw another close below it here, so I came and entered right around here. Then we had this nice downtrend. We were in a nice bit of profit there, obviously not locked in, as you can see. Then 220 came around, and I was sat there with my thumb up my arse going, where all these buyers come from? Now I know it came from Powell. That basically took this trade straight out, and then I waited until this high was broken and I closed that trade manually. So all in all, we lost about 1.5% today. Not the end of the world. We're going to have lost days, and also I learnt a lesson. Make sure I check my speeches. Anyone who wanted to get back in for a revenge trade and you wanted to sell, it wouldn't have gone very well for you, because the top ended up at around this point, which was many pips away. Anyway, that's the trade for today. Cheers for watching. See you next time.